Our Molde team dominated the league last season, finishing almost 30 points ahead of second place. We also made it all the way to the round of 16 in the Champions League. Now it's about making whatever small improvements we can to try and top last year's results and cement our place as Norway's #1 team. And we do that by putting faith in the exact same team as last year, making no signings whatsoever. Nah, I'm just joking. Let's look at the transfers. Various players left, but the most notable ones were goalkeeper Torkildsen leaving to join Wolves for 1.5 million after being replaced. We'll look at his replacement shortly. Alexander Andersson also went out on loan to Bodo/Glimt after struggling to break into our first team. But the one that hurt the most was Egbert Howell. It was inevitable that the Dutch wonder kid would leave us for a big team, but for some reason he was valued ridiculously low by the game, which means when Liverpool came in with an absurdly low offer, the most I could talk them up to was 5.25 million. This one really does sting. He's valued at 40 million immediately after joining them. He chipped in with 9 goals and 20 assists last season. We're going to struggle to replace that on the left wing this season. But that's enough about the turncoats leaving us. What about the shiny new players we managed to sign? Mats-Erik Vatnebrouti is an 18-year-old goalkeeper. He's got tons of ability already, and in what may be a risky move, I've signed him to be our #1 choice this keeper between the sticks. He could be this team's #1 keeper for the next 15 years. He joins us for 2.4 million from Vålerenga. Gabriel Isaac Palsson can play left-back or centre-back. The Icelandic defender is just 17, but again, he's got decent ability and plenty of potential. Expect him to play a role this season. He cost just 27.5 grand from IA. Stepan Sepanek is a Czech under-21 international. At 19, he's one for the future who could develop into something. He was just under 50 grand from Victoria Plzen. Tommy Moe is an 18-year-old striker. He can also play on the right or in midfield. He has good ability and again has a lot of potential. He will be a backup striker for us this season, but should see some game time. We paid 2.2 million from Fredrikstad. Jeppe Ockels is a Danish left winger. He was signed to try and replace the gap left by Howell leaving to join Liverpool. He's got decent stats and will do a good job for us, I'm sure. We probably paid over the odds for him in a panic, as we paid 7.25 million from FC Utrecht. But just after we signed Ockels for 7.25 million, we had the opportunity to sign Chiquinho on a free, which was far too good to turn down. He's the perfect replacement for Howell. He can play in either wing, he's quick, he's got a great cross, and he can dribble really well. He becomes one of our top earners on 50k per week. He was previously playing in Saudi before we picked him up on a free. Very, very happy to have signed him. All of which means going into the first game of the season, our strongest 11 probably looks something like this. Vatnebrouti in goal, Wembangomo at right back, with Pettersson at left back. Rode Gregson and Kasper Oivan at centre back. Morten Thorsby will be the ball-winning midfielder, with Matteo Pessina as the deep line playmaker. Arne Cato Rome is on the right, with Chiquinho on the left, with Ferry and Morrow up top. I'd say we're about as strong as last year, but this team has a lot more potential and upside to it, with one eye on the future. And on a side note, we've got a world-class player in our midst. Yep, Matteo Pessina is now described as a world-class midfielder. A world-class player at Molde. Get in. We're odds on to win the league, with 5 players in the Dream 11, including our 18-year-old goalkeeper, which helps ease the doubts that he may not be ready to be our #1. We've got 42 million in the bank after our Champions League adventures, so things are looking up. So our season gets underway with a Norwegian Premier Division game against Vålerenga. They're predicted to finish 7th, so it should be a good read of where we are as a team currently. We opened the scoring with a Pessina corner being headed on by Thorsby, with Morrow applying the finish. A nicely worked corner routine. An absolutely bizarre bit of defending here, as the opposition defender did a perfect pass to Morrow for his and our second. Chiquinho then hit a floated cross, which big Nacho Ferry jumped to meet with some serious hang time and a powerful header for our third. Pessina then played it forward, Ferry got a hold of it and stabbed one in for #4. They scored a sensational goal in the 67th minute to pull one back, although the keeper perhaps should have done better. Thorsby played in Ferry, who turned and smashed it in for his hat-trick. But not wanting to be outdone, Morrow then got his hat-trick, heading in a Wembangomo cross. The game of one-upmanship between our strikers continued as Ferry bagged this for his 4th of the game. Centre-back Kasper Oivan bagged this one from just outside the area as they failed to clear after a corner. So that's 8-1 on the day. Can confirm, we're still a good team. And we also played one of our rivals, Rosenborg, in April. They got in behind too easily and opened the scoring after just 10 minutes thanks to this goal from Hellebust. It took a long time for us to respond, but we did in the 87th minute. Svensson finding Evgen, who did well to finish and equalise for us. A bit of individual brilliance from Chiquinho in injury time made it 2-1 and got us to 3 points. It may look like we undeservedly nicked that one, but let's look at the stats here. They had 1 shot all game, while we had 23 with 12 on target. They were just lucky it wasn't a bigger defeat. We also picked up wins against Sandefjord, Strømsgodset, and Sarpsborg to give us a great start to the season. We sit top on 15 points, but Brann are just 2 points behind us. So into May now, we've got 4 league games and 2 cup games scheduled for this month. First of all, let's see how we got on against Lyn in the Norwegian Premier Division. Morrow opened the scoring after the ball fell kindly to him in the area, with him making the most of the fortuitous opportunity. Morrow was at it again after strike partner Ferry hit a lovely ball forward. Morrow hit it first time to double our lead. A Pessina penalty made it 3-0. The ball fell into the path of Chiquinho, and he smashed it in for number 4. Ferry was then on hand with one of his majestic leaps to head in the corner for our 5th. Another weird goal here, as their defender and keeper seemed to just give up on this one and let Ferry score number 6. A dominant performance with both strikers looking like they're in lethal form at the moment. But let's look at some of our rotation and backup options now. In a cup tie against Stuyback. Big money signing Ockels has been a backup thanks to the signing of Chiquinho. He reminded me he's still here with this goal. Bjordal then hit this one into the box. It took a wicked deflection on its way in, so it goes down as an own goal. Robertson played in Zeknini, who scored with this. A fantastic finish for our 3rd of the tie. As often happens, we fell asleep at the back and they pulled one back in what seemed to be an all too easy manner. We responded by going back up the other end and scoring this goal from Svensson. Chiquinho was on as a sub at this point, and he rounded off the game with this goal, much to Ockels' annoyance, I'm sure. We won our other league fixtures, and we also won in the second round of the Norwegian Cup against Lillestrøm, making May a continuation of our perfect start to the season. Into June now, and we had an immediate rematch against Lillestrøm, this time in the league. And yes, they're still managed by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. We got off to a flyer as Ferry provided the assist for Morrow to score after just 32 seconds. But some great work by their winger allowed Skogvold to score this effort just 3 minutes later. They were then all over us and doubled their lead after 8 minutes played. Morrow's header was saved, but he reacted and put away the rebound to level the game. That's 4 goals in 10 minutes in this game. A player called Hoff then scored this great goal. I can't have been the only one who pictured David Hasselhoff when I heard the name Hoff there. A ball over the top resulted in another goal for Skogvold, and then wouldn't you know it, Skogvold popped up with a goal again to complete his hat-trick. Morrow bagged this consolation for us late on, but it was a terrible 5-3 defeat for us here. Hopefully this is just a blip and not a sign of things to come. Let's shift focus to the cup now. We beat Viking 1-0 in the 3rd round, and we were drawn against a 2nd division team called Notodden in the 4th round. Notodden? Methinks the football team doth protest too much. Methinks you probably are Odden. Of course we use our backup and rotation players for this one. Young backup striker Tommy Moe opened the scoring with this goal after 26 minutes. Blomberg took on his man, found a yard and smashed this one in for our 2nd. Blomberg then provided the assist for Moe, who hit this first time for number 3. Moe then toe-poked this one home for an impressive hat-trick. The expensive substitute Ockels then put this one away for a convincing 5-0 win. We also had a 3-1 win against Bodo /Glimt in the league, meaning the end of June the league looks like this. We're 5 points clear of Brann in 2nd, but they do have a game in hand, so are doing a good job of keeping the pressure on us. We also said goodbye to a couple of unhappy players. Zacharias Opsal leaves for 1.6 million, and Rafik Zeknini joins Plymouth Argyle for a cool 2 million. Into July, and let's continue with our cup journey now, as we were drawn against Strømmen in the Norwegian Cup quarter-final. It's a very lucky draw for us as they're another 2nd division side, although they themselves have been lucky not to play any teams from a higher division than the 2nd division so far in the competition. That changes now, of course. 20-year-old Ruud Ramsley got a start up front in this game and duly repaid me by putting this one away to open the scoring. The expensive substitute Ockels then played it through to Ramsley for his and our 2nd of the game. Ramsley then picked up on a loose ball in the area to get his hat-trick on 36 minutes. Great performance from him. Bjordal picked this spot and scored with this one from just outside the area to make it 4-0. They pulled one back. Salverson with a well-timed run before smashing this one in. Salverson was at it again as we looked a bit messy at the back to pull it back to 4-2. Chiquinho came on as a substitute and showed his class with this goal to make it 5. The expensive substitute Ockels must be fuming. So 5-2, not flawless, but still very happy with our 2nd string there. And next up, it's a league game against Viking. A Pessina cross was headed down by Rome and poked in by Svensson to get things going. Thorsby then played a nice weighted pass in, which Rome got on the end of to put away our 2nd. Tommy Moe somehow got the last touch on this one after good work from Chiquinho to make it 3-0. A nice, efficient performance there. And you may be wondering why we were playing Moe and Svensson up front in that one. And the answer is transfers. Because a lot of teams are currently in their pre-season trying to snap up all the transfers they can, this does leave us vulnerable at this point in the season. We said goodbye to backup right-back Jesper Robertson, who joins Malaga for 900k. Big Nacho Ferry and Luca Morrow both join Al Khalij for deals worth 6.5 million and 11 million. And that was with me pushing negotiations to their very limit. I guess Al Khalij saw how well they worked together this season and decided they wanted both of them. We also lost wonderkid Linus Pettersson as he joins Real Madrid for 20 million. Again, that was me negotiating as hard as I could. So that's 2 starting strikers and a starting left back we require now. So the sad part's happened, we've lost the players, but now the fun part. Who have I signed to replace them? Jan Erlend Skeldestad is an 18-year-old Norwegian striker. He's very quick, he works hard, and he can finish. He's got huge upside and should become homegrown at club too. We signed him from division rivals Brann for 7 million. Federico Trivulzio is an 18-year-old Italian left-back. His physical attributes are already top level, and his mentals and technicals should come along with first-team exposure. He's a direct replacement for Pettersson as our starting left-back. We spent 11 million on him from Italian Serie B side Genoa. Eddie Salcedo is a fine striker of a similar style and ability as Luca Moro. He's even Italian just like him. He should be a fine replacement and cost us 6.25 million from Bodo/Glimt. So that's the replacements dealt with for the players that left, but we didn't stop there. We also made a couple more signings. Santiago Alvarez is an 18-year-old Argentinian midfielder. He's got some great attributes already and will only get better. Expect him to start alongside Pessina in midfield. We picked him up for 7.25 million from San Lorenzo. And we also welcome back Egbert Howell on loan for the rest of the season from Liverpool to bolster our attacking line. He's now valued up to 53 million, which makes the pittance we got for him even more painful. But it is good to have him back for a few months. So our new look starting 11 is this. With Trivulzio coming in at left back, Alvarez in midfield, and a new look front four of Chiquinho on the right, Howell on the left, and Salcedo and Skeldestad as the 2 strikers. Despite losing some key players there, I think we did some good business and we've come out with that stronger than when we went in. So as August comes round, we've got 4 Premier Division games, 1 Cup semi-final, and a lot of new players to settle in. So let's see how we got on against Sarpsborg in the league. 3 Italians linked up for our first goal. Trivulzio played it to Pessina, who set up Salcedo to make it 1-0. New boy Alvarez then played it to Evgen, who hit a nice curling effort for our second. Skeldestad then provided the assist for Alvarez to bag a goal himself to make it 3. Salcedo then went on a bit of a tear, getting this goal in the 61st minute. He then bagged a powerful header on 83 minutes for his hat-trick, but not satisfied with 3, he then bagged a 4th in the 89th minute. Nice assist from new left-back Trivulzio. Things are looking good, all the new signings made an impact, and now the Cup. And now the Cup semi-final. And it's another lucky draw for us, as we're drawn against Hamkam, who are actually a first division side. Blomberg cut in from the right to power this one in to put us ahead. Icelandic defender Palsson jumped well to head this one in for our second. Short and sweet with the highlights there, a nice efficient 2-0 win and a good performance from our reserves books us a place in the Cup final. And the league is looking good with us on 55 points after 20 games, Brann now 7 points behind. They've done well to stay touching distance for most of the season. And the transfer window's about to close, but I've got a few more transfers to tell you about. We said goodbye to Ulrich Yttergaard Jensen as he left to join Levante in Spain for 425,000. Henrik Bjordal finds himself way down the pecking order after Alvarez's signing. He's joined SH Port for 2.9 million. We picked up Daniel Bassi as a backup option. He's lightning quick and can dribble. He joined Juventus from Bodo/Glimt 4 years ago, but never broke through, so joins us for free. Another Italian joins our ranks as we also picked up Sebastian Luperto on a free. He's got everything you need in a centre-back and he joins after Sassuolo let him go for free despite him starting most of their games in the top flight last season. And guess who's back? Back again. Nicolas Odegaard's back. Tell a friend. As predicted, PSG didn't use him, transfer listed him, and we were able to pick him up for 12 million after signing him for 30 million not so long ago. It's hard to say no when a quality homegrown at club player like him becomes available. Now I just wonder how long he's going to stay with us this time. September sees the return of the Champions League, and we're straight into the league phase this time. No qualifying nonsense for us. And first up, it's Juventus. Nothing like being thrown into the deep end, eh? Chiquinho ran at the Juventus defence and they managed to dispossess him, but the ball fell kindly to Nicolas Odegaard, who duly smashed it in. It's like he never left. Trivulzio then burst down the left wing and played it into the box. It looked like Odegaard was fouled, but it didn't matter as Chiquinho was on hand to put it away. Let's sit back and relax. 76 minutes in, 2-0 up, what could possibly go wrong? Well, Samuel Lino could score a banger from a corner to pull one back on 90 minutes. And then, we could give away a penalty in the 95th minute, which they convert to make it 2-2. Yes, it was frustrating to lose that game after 2 goals from them after the 90th minute, but it was quite an even game when you look at the stats, so I can't be too annoyed, I suppose. And next up in the Champions League, it's Malmo. They're one of the biggest teams in Sweden, so it's going to be interesting to see how we compare to them. Chiquinho, with a long run down the right, crossed in to find Odegaard, who put this one away to put us ahead. They then had a penalty save to deny them the equaliser. We then had not 1, but 2 Pessina penalties, which he duly put away to make it 3-0. I'll take it. In the league, we beat Lynn 4-0 and we drew 0-0 with Christiansund. We still sit top of the league, 8 points clear of Brann with a game in hand. Meanwhile, we're 4th in the Champions League phase, but I can't see that lasting. If you're wondering about our remaining Champions League fixtures, we've got Bilbao at home, Man City at home, Trabzonspor away, Sturm Graz away, FC Bayern at home, and Arsenal away. Some really tricky games there. October was a very busy month for us with 5 league games and 2 Champions League games. From here on in, we're going to be focusing on the Champions League because the Premier Division's basically a formality at this point. Unfortunately, there isn't much positive to focus on, as we lost 1-0 to Bilbao thanks to this goal from Nunes. We then went on to lose to Man City thanks to a Haaland brace, and then a goal from Oscar Bob. Yep, they scored against us using only Norwegian players. That's elite level trolling right there. And back in the league, we even lost to Bodo/Glimt thanks to a goal from Boy. This can't continue like this. Into November now, and let's see how we got on against Turkish side Trabzonspor in the Champions League. Howell linked up well with Salcedo, who timed his run well to open the scoring and put us ahead. Alvarez then hit a lovely ball forward for Howell, who latched onto it and scored our second. And then they scored this OK goal. And that's dad joke of the episode, because this player's literally called OK. Eh? Maxi managed to beat 2 defenders and our keeper to the ball to score this one and level things up at 2-2. Wembangomo hit a lovely cross to Odegaard, who jumped, hung, and headed in to put us back ahead. An unfortunate deflection of Wembangomo following a corner carried this past the keeper to bring it back to 3-3. But Mr. Cool stepped up and hit a Pessina penalty into the top corner in the 83rd minute to make it 4-3. What a game that was. The Premier Division campaign finished around this time as well. We finished top by 14 points, although we had 4 less points than last year's total. Champions again, that feels good. Into December now, and we've got the Norwegian Cup final against Premier Division side Sarpsborg. I put the faith in the backup players for this one because they got us all the way to the Cup final. It's only right that they get a chance for the glory. Blomberg's cross found the expensive substitute Ockels at the far post and put us ahead after 26 minutes gone. Another Blomberg cross caused chaos. This time it bounced kindly for Skaldestad to score our second. World-class midfielder Pessina was on as a substitute and rounded things out with a 90th minute Pessina penalty. So we won the league and cup double last year. We won the league and cup double this year. That's a double-double, baby. Don't mind if I do. And next up, we're against Austrian side Sturm Graz in the Champions League. Oivan was up after a corner and played it into Odegaard to get us underway. Pessina played a long pass across to Thorsby, who surprised everyone by going for goal for our second. And Thorsby was up for it in this game, and he was at it again. He headed in Howell's cross for number 3. They scored a penalty to pull one back just before half-time, but young Italian left-back Trevolzio restored our cushion by smashing this one in from just outside the area. They got a stylish Yeboah-esque goal which went in off the crossbar for another consolation, but then Evgen scored one of the weirdest headers I've ever seen in FM, where he sort of ducked behind the keeper and it just kind of bounced in off his head. But hey, they all count, and that's a nice 5-2 win for us in the Champions League. And now it's time for the end of season awards. World-class Pessina got Fans Player of the Season, with Tommy Moe getting Young Player of the Season. Eddie Salcedo got Signing of the Season, with Pessina chipping in with most goals with 16, thanks to his Pessina penalties and the departures of our 2 prolific strikers, Ferry and Morrow. Chiquinho got most assists with 15 and most Player of the Match awards with 5. Looking at the stats, Chiquinho and Salcedo both chipped in with 13 goals apiece, with Tommy Moe getting 9. Pessina and Wembangomo also provided a lot of assists, with 13 from Pessina and 11 from Wembangomo, and I'm also happy to see Wembangomo going into the icon section of the team now. He really has been great these past 2 seasons for us. So just the remaining 2 Champions League games to go now, right? Wrong, because I've had the job offer. It's from quite a big team outside of Norway, and I think I'm probably going to take it. But hey, more about that next video. That's right, I'm doing a cliffhanger. So thank you very much for watching, really hope you enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you want to see more of this nonsense, say hello in the comments, and I'll catch you again. Cheers!